The annual Schools Unite to Save Lives Challenge is back once again at the Rock River Valley Blood Center. Area high schools compete to see if we can get the most donors to give back. Here to tell us more about it is Maggie Anderson from the Blood Center.
Good morning.
Good morning, Maggie. Nice to have you here.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
This is a fun challenge for the high school students.
Yeah, absolutely. We're trying to find any way to get more young people in and donating blood. So this was our idea.
Yeah, it's kind of fun because you get to pick which school you want to give your donation into. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, so today through May 16th, you get to choose who you want to support when you go out and donate blood. So you go in, you tell us who you're supporting, and you can earn a point for your school.
There is always a need for blood donations. It gets critical, especially during certain times of the year. How do you find out your supply? You guys are really in urgent need of donations.
Yeah, this time of year is usually very hard for us, but especially this year, we're having a really hard time meeting the needs of our local hospitals. We're just not getting enough blood donors in. So if you're eligible to donate, maybe you haven't for a while, come on in.
And the process is fairly easy for folks who haven't given. They're wondering if they should. Of course they should, but the process is fairly easy, right?
It's super simple. It takes 45 minutes to an hour of your time. You go on in, you answer some questions, you get checked in. The blood donation process is only 5 to 7 minutes long, so that part's super easy and you're done.
All right, and the students get to learn about the donation process as well, because many of them may be unfamiliar with it. So this challenge kind of brings a younger generation into the idea that donations are needed.
Yep, that's the goal. So when COVID came around and all the schools were closed for a couple of years, we had a really hard time keeping up our school blood drives. So we created this challenge as a way to bring them in throughout this semester and keep those young people coming in and donating.
Now, which schools are involved?
Every school in the area.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, there's 49 or 48 schools involved. So if you support a high school in the area, come on out and earn a point for them. Fantastic.
Yeah, you mentioned that donations were down. It seems like we go through these waves where there are situations where the donations are down for whatever reason, and you really need the community to step up. It's so crucial because you may have a relative that suddenly needs a blood transfusion, and then that's when you really reach out to people like Rock River.
Absolutely, and I think people don't think about blood donations and that it's needed until maybe you know somebody who needs that blood transfusion. My grandfather received 10 units of blood a couple years ago, and that's when I started donating. So I think it's something you don't really think about until it impacts you personally, but 80% of us will need a blood transfusion in our lifetime.
That's such a good point, because until it hits home, until it happens to you personally, you're just kind of like, I'll get around to it, or it's not that big a deal, or somebody else will do it.
Absolutely, and they won't. We really need you to come on out and donate. If you're eligible, if you're feeling good and healthy, you're at least 16 years old, you're most likely able to donate. So please come on out these next few months and support your school too.
Awesome. I love it, Maggie. Thank you so much for coming out and talking about it.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, help the Rock River Valley Blood Center. There's some information now. Remember to mark down which school you want to win. So the donor centers, Rockford, Freeport, and Belvedere. We'll be right back with more. Stick around.